Peace, peace. This is Mass Kwesi with Gambia. And if you're new to the channel, I make videos regarding my journey and my path to repatriation to West Africa, and it's been a journey. It's been a journey over the past several years. First going to the continent in 2015. And if you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. I've been making an effort to make videos that give a different perspective on what's taking place in the Gambia. We have certain personalities who have, overwhelmed the movement with, their projects and things that they have going on. However, there's a limited number of people who have become highly visible in the repack community. And today we have unfortunately been to the point where we have to address these individuals for, decisions that they are making that affects the whole community, decisions that they are making that affects the whole community when, they have their own individual agenda. Today, we're calling for the arrest of two individuals who are recently come into the country. And I want to repeat this again. We are calling for, as a community, we are calling for the arrest of two individuals that came into the Gambia from Senegal. One individual name is Marcella Simpson and her son. No. I have a very important call that's coming in from the court. We are currently in the court process with the property owner, and I have to take this call. We are currently in the process with the property owner who ripped off Elvin, and you guys will hear about the story. Don't let this stuff distract you. It's something that we have to deal with, unfortunately. It's something that we have to deal with. I don't know how to pause the live, but I'm going to take this call. It's something that we have to deal with, and, we can't allow this blatant disrespect and disregard for our role. Please hold on. Please hold while I take this call and I can communicate with you all. I'm getting the call from one of the courts. Yes, are you there? Communications here are very, very difficult. It's important. What takes us one thing. Yes, could you hear me? Hello? Yes, hello? Assalamu alaikum. Hey, listen, guys. It's a good time because we don't want anybody suppressed. We don't want any opportunity taken away from anybody. Hold on a second. Let me get back to my screen. I have an urgent call coming in from the court, and we are dealing with a number of legal processes right now, dealing with this situation, and we're on top of it because never again, it's not going to happen again. Okay? And those who support criminals coming into the country, you need to be exposed. You need to be exposed, and you will be exposed. And you're exposing yourself. My role as a business developer, when I met Bag a long time ago, and when I met Juliet, when you're doing stuff and you're visible in the public, you got to have people that help you in shaping your public image. Okay, you need people to help you shape your public image. You cannot go up there as an individual and be thrust in front of a limelight and just be making decisions like you're a brick and mortar cleaning business in an obscure corner of the earth. You understand what I'm saying? We are before tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who are watching on and watching. Intelligent people, very smart, intelligent, and people don't even really have to be intelligent, because we aren't a people who are known to be. We're very transparent in our hatred of self and what we do in our community. So we have two. Okay. Yes. Could you hear me? Could you hear me? Yes. I'm here. I can hear you. Are you finished? Are you finished? Yeah, I can hear you. Communications is very difficult, you know, in the Gambia. Would it take us one phone call to do? It might take 4 phone calls there. You know, it's just a lot of challenges that. Yes, could you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, I am. I'll call you once I'm done, okay? I'll call you once I'm done. All right. You know, trust me, I don't even want to be up here talking about this, but this is my role. This is the role I have to play now. I would prefer to be out building with that whole list of people that's around and that's lined up to come and do the right thing. But we have a few people causing problems. You know, anytime criminals come into this country, we shouldn't be embracing them and then, you know, trying to replace legitimate leaders of the movement with criminals. Inexperienced people on sex tourism, people that's coming over there, trying to bring down everybody, and we cannot embrace that. So here are the details that we can give. So we are cooperating with the authorities. You know, anytime that we do something, or as far as what I'm involved with, we're always going to cooperate. You understand what I mean? Because that's just the right thing to do. Cooperate with the authorities. You know, in these situations where you have these people coming into the country, they're not only breaking the law, they are not cooperating with the authorities. It's creating a very sour taste in the mouth of the Gambian authorities and the Gambian people that are here. And for me to be up here making this video, there is something wrong. There is definitely something wrong, and we're going to talk about it. Elvin is an individual that came over through the first wave of people who was unfazed by the drama. He stayed low for a long period of time until he decided, hey, let's go out and do some things. There's still a large group of us that's suffering injury from the first issue like this. These people are still around, still having hope, and to come over. Nobody can come to the Gambia and say, hey, this is my domain. You know what I mean? My umbrella, I control the whole Gambia. We saw that with Juliet Ryan. And look, in her desperation, and the limelight will get to you. It gets to everybody. It's very hard to be there and keep a balance. However, it went to a point where there were a lot of lies that were being spread and told about good people, making other good people feel uncomfortable. Making other good people feel uncomfortable and making other good people have to choose sides. We all have groups. We're a collective organism. You have people that's gonna gravitate towards you. Bad will have people that'll go there. People will come for me. People will come for others. But it should be a one movement type of thing. But it's not, though. It's not. And we're promoting it, but I don't think anybody believes that, because there's no place where anyone can go in a lot of these countries that's a hub for diaspora. We don't have an entry point. Well, in Sankofa, there's a couple. I'm not going to say it's not. There's a couple people out there doing it, but not in Gambia. You understand what I'm saying? And then when something is put in place for brothers and sisters where they can come, and we face this. But even there's greater challenges in our community as far as mental health is concerned. It's a reason why these things can't grow and flourish, because there's definitely issues in our community that we need to address. However, in terms of crimes being committed against other citizens, and then the defamation of their character and on public and social media, it can't and will not be tolerated. We are pushing right now, without disclosing too much information. There are people who are involved who are not cooperating with the police. In the first situation where I was dragged through that whole process, I always cooperated, gave the authorities everything that they needed. In every situation, there was such a blatant disrespect for the process. We cannot go into another country with our own form of justice, with our own personal, gangs. We can't do it. There's no way that is going to work, and it's going to only jeopardize the very investment that people that are coming over to invest. Throughout the whole situation, me, the Bag family, and Juliet Ryan, we all knew each other for years before everyone started to come. And earlier, I was like, oh, this is going to get to a level where it's going to be a lot of pettiness, starting from the Blacks camp, her not wanting to interview the Bag, and then Bag, taking that personal, and then building up their channel, and, that division. Art Cathy, during the time Art Cathy came, it was Bag, it was Blacksit, and then it was Art Cathy and myself. And, the subscribers at that time was definitely parallel with Bag, and we were, funneling a lot of people through the business. Obviously, that's why a lot of haters, it didn't benefit their personal agenda for there to be a community build. And you got to understand that, and there's enough room for everybody. The community can thrive. You can have your community. Whoever's going to go to you, let them go to you, but do not cause division. You know what I mean? Because everything that everybody have over there is going to be jeopardized. It's going to be lost, as, our division begin to flood their legal processes. There's a lot of a gray area in that country. Chill Neil, what's up, brother? What's up, brother? We're talking about it today. We got brothers that's making investments over there, and the ones that are making investments in the Gambia who have family and who are of the Islamic community, those people will be secure, definitely. One of the things they say about me, Kwesi, what if somebody don't have something tangible, don't invest in them. Okay. So why should people invest in, you got something tangible, but that's yours. So why should people invest in that? You understand that something that benefits you, your children, and legacy. Okay, you want them to invest in that. Me, on the other hand, yes, we have a very tangible community in the Gambia. Having land and showing land and building my house on the land, of what importance is that to anyone really, outside of the fact that you can build a house? That's understood. But could we build a house without killing our neighbor? Could we build a house and love thy neighbor? Could we build a house and have economic relationships within our community? Can we build a house in a community where there's jobs within a community that benefits the community? Could we build a house and not build that house on the back of the repatriation movement, on the back of brothers, like in the first situation, helping Juliet, and a lot of people don't know. It's a conversation that have to be had. It's a lot. It's a long road to healing. A lot of people out there, and I don't think there's many people left that's deceived that, me and my former business partner were actually scamming people, because we've been actually cleared of that by the proper authorities. The Gambian authorities do not believe that. The Gambian people do not believe that. I have a very large family. Mary Allen, you have to understand liability and accountability. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you cannot forget the past. I have a lot of people that say that, who agree that we should just forget the past. You know, forget the whole fact that we went through slavery. Okay. Forget the whole fact that, you know, many people from diaspora were hurt during the first blow up. If I was to be held accountable, right, and my name was dragged through the mud, and I was to be held accountable for things that did not take place, I was held accountable for a bunch of lies that devastated hundreds of people in our community, the community that we have that's on paper. Okay, Mary Allen, there's people who were financially hurt from that. How about them? And there's other people who financially benefited, you know? So if those who were involved, if they actually financially benefited, you know, don't you think they should be liable for causing all of that damage and harm? That's called justice. You understand what I'm saying? Justice. And we should forget about the past. We might as well just throw the history books away. Forget about everything and just take everything as we go day by day, as the people who do understand that control us. Let's talk about it. You know, I'm always available to debate and talk. I'll speak with anybody. Anybody could have called me at any time. None of this had to go out before the public. You know what I mean? That's why, if we don't understand accountability, if you're looking, you know, change your trajectory. If you don't see and understand accountability, that's in America. That's in the Black community in America. There's no accountability. But we can't go to a country that have issues already. And their issues not as deep rooted as ours. So when we come, we stick out like a sore thumb. And as I said, the place where people are looking to come, it's only becoming harder and harder for the rest of us to go over there and be successful. I'm straight over there. You know, I understand what I mean? People ask me all the time what I build over there. You guys know I have a dynamic family there. I'm already established there. And this is coming from people that don't have any ties. Mm-hmm. Today, this is not a bag, support team live. We're dealing with the actual fact about these criminals. So, Mary, do you have any questions about the criminals that came into the country that tried to detain another American citizen with 3 Gambian thugs? Do you want to? We have 15 Gambian eyewitnesses accounts. Okay. I create printing jobs here as well. You understand what I mean? So in any case, as I said, serious crimes are being committed here in the Gambia. And I blocked that sister because I don't have time for that. If you want to support and you love bag, go and do that. But I'll tell you at the end of the day, what people are doing, if I'm someone that's been there for years and I got to get up here and tell you that these people, they just caused the arrest of this and the investigation of this lady and her son. The police told the lady to go about her business after Elvin, more than compensated her for, the relationship that I was involved with the relationship from a distance. What I do is I'll fix your business up, and then, I'll help you manage it. But, like I said, I know the situation very detailed. And criminal acts was committed against Elvin for no reason at all. And then as Elvin tried to transition without bringing this drama into the community, the very person that was creating the problem will go and send the email that was made into a live video, which brings us here today to the point of us, pushing. We could have been pushing for arrest when she actually committed the offenses, which was about a week ago. A little bit over a week ago, we could have been pushed for arrest. The police told this lady, listen, go about your way. Elvin paid you more than what you was compensated for. There's going to be a number of lawsuits that's going to be processed, immediately. We've learned from last time that we need to take immediate action, against this, regardless to who it is, regardless to who we like, because at the end of the day, your safety should be at the utmost importance to yourself. I would think anybody's safety. You understand? That's how reckless our people are. And that's why we see, a blood flow in our streets, because, we have people who would, get themselves intimately involved, people who should be making the greatest difference in terms of unity, getting intimately involved with, which is apparent, which are facts, which will all be brought before the court. Damn what you believe and damn, what you want to believe and how you want to turn a blind eye or turn the other cheek. Brother Malcolm, I remember one video, he was like this, he turned the other cheek, but that brick came from the other side and hit Brother Martin. You understand what I'm saying? If we do not face our enemy, we are going to, and the enemy is the enemy of self. Let's not be mistaken. The enemy is the enemy of self. We are pushing for the arrest, and we are setting up a legal support team. Anyone who's out there, and especially the ones that came through the first process. I know a lot of a lot of that batch was just no good. Most of our people, but we need the small group. We need to create a protection for our investment, and it have to be done through legal means, because there's too much flexibility in terms of individual personalities taking to social media platforms and creating a tremendous amount of instability, a tremendous amount. Once your name get out there, the natives, why should they replace us over the Lebanese who are there, who are not causing any problems? Why should they, who are actually contributing to the economy? Okay, the Gambians, they can't get it right now. They need it. You understand what I'm saying? So they need the imports. It'd be nice if we could produce in the Gambia, but we can't produce there right now. So we need those partnerships. Is diaspora doing that? Huh? So why will we replace the Lebanese? Why? Why would they replace us with the Lebanese? Why should they replace us with the Indians? Are the Indians there doing anything to cause instability in the country outside of the imports and stuff like that? But it's a reality. It's not like we can't bring machinery there and produce, especially us from the West. If we weren't so focused on houses, maybe we could be focused on some factories, but we're not. And then we're causing problems. So why should the Gambians replace the Indians with diaspora? African American brothers and sisters from the UK. Okay, why? And we can't even, put ourselves in comparison to any of these other groups who are actually working and building in the world, the damn world. You got America because of Chinese. Black America made in China. America made in China. Come on now. So we have an opportunity because Africa is not developed. So now we have an opportunity to go to Africa and develop Africa, and things can be made in Africa. But we have our best people being attacked by these low-life cowards that only care about what they're doing. You want to tie that into a larger spiritual happening. Right now, we're having problems with people cooperating with the authorities, and this is only going to strengthen our case, and our case strengthens every day. Every day, our case strengthens to hold accountable these criminals, as well as the Bag family for going on a live and putting my name out there and putting Elvin name in the middle of some. I don't know how to describe this drama. I can say it's nothing other than devilishment at the highest level. You know, where in you know, brothers, you know, sisters, you know, we know how it's like being in a relationship, and this is what this man had to go through. It is, you know, you would think he was breaking up with this lady that only met this man for, you know, 2 or 3 months, 90 days. And you would think they were going through a 5-10 year relationship. This Elvin owed this lady absolutely nothing. Actually gave her a place to stay, gave her son somewhere to stay, paid her son, paid her. They made money out of the situation, more money than they were entitled to. That's why the officer said, hey, listen, Elvin said, hey, I just want to take care of this lady so this lady won't give me any problems. I told Elvin, don't give her a penny over what she's owed. I said, don't give her a penny over what she's owed, Elvin. I was strongly against it. But he was like, okay, let's do it. You know, he went ahead and do it. I didn't do it. I was against it. I said I wouldn't do it. I can't do it. I can't bring my conscience to do it. And he did anyway. And then the next day, this is the day after the whole incident where they brought these Gambian, 3 Gambian men who are being looked for right now. They're looking for 3 Gambian men who came over to the property with Marcella and her son. There's a video out there. We cannot distribute that video right now. There's multiple videos. There's multiple eyewitnesses, including my wife was there. You know, her brother was there who was actually helping move. So we have, you know, like I said, when it's going to be in the court, it's going to be closed and shut. These people only been there 30 days, already find themselves in legal trouble. The last time the ladies were there, no longer than a week before. The first time ever coming to the Gambia. And everybody, you want to blame it on somebody over there that have, 4 children. That's or integrated. I'm integrated in the society. I'm already integrating that. Those are the real repats, not the one coming over there trying to, fulfill their bucket list dreams. In desperation. There's nothing wrong with doing it. Go ahead and do it. Get yours. But don't bring the next brother down trying to do it. Especially when that brother don't have a personal agenda. Everybody that know me, yeah, I don't have a personal agenda. Everybody else you've been watching, size it up. All of those phony relationships that you guys seen, everybody not that close no more. Everybody's holding secrets in the Gambia that I've been exposing. First, dealing with Juliet. But she only, people are people. She was only, a example of what we should have expected to see and what we are seeing. How the Gambia is benefiting, even with a job. Jobs are nice. We can create jobs. But we have to train as well. We have to train, and training is more important than a job. I've trained over 100 Gambians, and I employed so many people. All right. To help diaspora, and that's what we helped in the, when we we're doing our thing, and we are still doing our thing, as everybody see. However, these criminals, and that's exactly what they are, they'll be arrested, brought to the authorities, and we want everyone to cooperate. When they contact you, cooperate with the authorities. Let's not. The situation is already bad, and there's no turning around from the situation. It is what it is. We need to go through full accountability processes, in which we are committed 100% in doing, and we're going to do that immediately. We're going to do that immediately. Right now, the process is being hindered, and that's another charge. You interfering with an investigation. We're going to let this investigation there, and we're saying, based on the charges, there's already charges that will be placed on these individuals, because they are charges. There's other charges being investigated. We are looking for arrest because Elvin was the gate, because he was moving his stuff, trying to get the hell away from the property owner was extorting him. Elvin, in that property, it had to be paid. It was $6,000 for the year. Initial $3,000 was stolen, so he had to pay 50% more what the property was worth, and the man was still trying to get more money out of him. All of this is documented. I just had someone leave from the court. We've been in court. We're there to support anybody with legal action. We have a team of people. You know what I mean? And we're going in the court, and we've been in the court. We've been through the system. We're preparing to do more court actions. And that's what's happening in Gambia. Why is everybody finding themselves within, the Gambian legal system? It's because the people there that's promoting the movement, if they weren't getting behind all of this foolishness and just doing their thing, it wouldn't be out there. Like, everybody will be there, and everybody be happy, even with their individualistic agenda. But they're scared. They're scared if somebody else come, they're going to take something away from them. So now they're enemy now. Oh man, they have all of these grandiose dreams of what they want. So they have to get everything. Oh, I want to get a car. I want to get a Range Rover. I want to get a swimming pool. I want to get a house. I want to have these lands. Understand what I'm saying? The same capitalistic idea. I want to have land. I want to build a house on it. I want to build houses for my children. I want to, have a place where people can come. Okay, this brother's asking a situation here. Good morning, brother. Is the court case with Shantae and Phoenix, or has that been resolved yet? No, and the reason why it had to get through the prosecution, I was eventually dragged to the high crimes unit. I was dragged to the serious crimes unit in Banjul, and the Gambian authorities. These people have degrees. These people aren't incompetent people. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody know Africans are very intelligent people. All right. The education, for the most part, a lot of them don't have that education, but the people that do have an education, and they're human beings, they can see, and they got two eyes and things like that. But in any case, they dropped all the charges. And when they against me, initially I let everybody know that Art Cathy didn't have any, everything was on me. When the funds came in, which was in question, everybody was, checking our bank. They was all in our business, how much we got, how much this person sent. They would just, but in any case, when that money came, it came to me, and then it went through all the proper channels, and that's what was investigated and looked at. It should have never went to the police, but we had Juliet Ryan and her husband Adrian, who supported Phoenix and Shantae, and I do have that message because Phoenix left her messenger open. So all of that evidence is there now, and it's going to be a big case. But in any case, there's a few things that had to take place, and it took so long because you remember we were trying to save the situation with Exodus Alliance. Exodus Alliance, Brother Fode, I always give him his props. Sister Ya, I met Sister Ya in Ghana. Sister, thanks for being a strong sister. Brother RJ, you know what I mean, who came out and they looked at the whole situation. Sister Shakina Shindu, these sisters and the people came forward because they saw the craziness to give y'all the truth. Now, if it was something wrong with my situation, that would have been known. At that time, they told y'all everything looks great. But we should have known better because I was giving y'all the scam that was going on when Juliet Line got with them so that they can attack me. Many people, we had a large community of finance, and man, we had about 200 investors. 25% of them already execute on investment. We had huge investment coming in to buy land that Mr. Rick says is nothing. It's multi-million dollars. We had bookings in, many bookings. We did it again with Elvin. We had many people come through, many people, and that was for the people, a beautiful spot, understand? But this sister came and she's trying to do the same thing that Phoenix Shantae did, and we are not having it. Let's see. Okay. I'm late. Was Mr. Sloan arrested or just health question? Mr. Sloan wasn't arrested. There was people who tried to detain Elvin at his B&B because it was a lady and her son. The lady stayed there and she developed a fatal attraction for Elvin. And that's all it was. And Elvin had some problems with the landlord there who basically the landlord and the agent pretty much, Elvin lost money in the first show. He was scammed pretty much for $3,000. He ended up having to pay all of that money back through a lengthy court process, only for the landlord. Then the property, the guy that was managing the property actually rented the property without the owner even knowing. So that's how crazy it can get in this market. However, all of this was done wrong against Elvin, and this lady tried to turn it around like Elvin did something, which he didn't. So then when Elvin attempted to leave the property, to go to another property to continue what he was doing in his business and his wife so they can have some peace, this lady brought three Gambian brothers over there and blocked Elvin's entrance, and a whole commotion took place. It was a commotion. People could have got hurt. It's very serious. We have the footage, and that footage, after they do their thorough investigation, that footage will be released. We have showed the footage have been seen by some people. There was over 15 people out there. Many of them were recording the incidents. Many Gambians were recording the incident that was taking place between two Americans. Now, there's people out there that don't want to report this. A lot of people, they want to show favoritism towards people because that's their friend, and it's destroying the heart of the movement instead of doing what's right. Okay, this guy, Jabbar Thomas, why don't you do something on Chinese, Arabs, and Lebanese? Because they're not doing anything. How about these criminals are you in the Gambia? How about these criminals that's coming into the country to destabilize the Gambia? Somebody tell me how much money the Chinese bringing into that country, how much money the Arabs bringing, how much the money Lebanese bringing into the country. And then we're going to see how much money diaspora bringing into the country. I mean, and resources because we need to eat. I go to Today's all the time. I go to Marone's all the time. You understand what I mean? You understand? We in America, we're consumers in America. We're supporting the same people in the community. I'm riding around community. You go the package store, the Indian man there. Beauty supply store, the Chinese man is there. Let alone the fact that China, funded America. Okay. Okay, here we go. Thanks for the summary report, Elvin. How many pending cases related to defamation are there or potentially planned? Seems like you have quite a few different issues between 2020. Right. You got to think about it. It's going to be a lot of court cases that's going to come out of it, and that's not our role here. Why is that? Why is court cases? Because there's liability. Imagine how many people who experience stuff like this from other repats that we don't hear about. Trust me, there's many stories out there where other repats come and then they gang up and then, they get favoritism, clout chasing, they're all ganging up, but they won't tell the truth about the situation. They won't stand up like men. Okay, I want to understand this. Sound like only investors should come to Africa as the first round to get the Arab agent favor and treatment. I don't understand that right there. I'll put the link and we can talk about it. But I wouldn't, definitely we need strategic relationships. Look at Akon, the Chinese, backed him in his endeavor and his projects. They're building railroads, they're building, roads. I mean, what can we do? We're gonna just come and build our home and then wait for them to build the next, New York or the next Vegas or the next Disneyland so we can go there and visit from our house if we're not ejected from the country for being lunatics and crazy people trying to kill each other. Prior to all of this, when all of this stuff was happening, I had a group of the Indians who I've been sitting and I've been going into their store for over 4 years. I built a relationship with them. Today's mini mart, they build a relationship to them where they were like, okay, you guys can get whatever you need for the wholesale price. Okay, I don't know if many of you all remember that, man. They try to drown all of that goodness out, man. It was just horrible. And there's so much work that need to be done. If they can get it there and we can get it, and they can give it to us and we can get it for wholesale, we all can have membership cards. Anybody that's from diaspora that go into these stores, they get that, they get that discount. And that, and we work with that store. And then, I have a brother, he has a store, or we get our own store and we say, hey, listen, let's do a relationship. Let's read a strategic relationship. You got to understand the economy is an ecosystem and people have mastered that. They're over. That's why they control it. You understand what I mean? If we got to work together, let it be a win-win situation. Who's going to turn that down? A win-win situation, but we have to create win-win situations, and we can't do that by being ignorant and being divided. Jabbar, he said I was exaggerating my biased points of view, but you have to be more specific so we can deal with issues. Now, I noticed you mentioned the Chinese, Arab, and the Lebanese, but like I said, how is that biased? That's a fact that they're contributing in a positive way to the economy, the African economy. Always have been. Outside of the economic oppression. You understand what I'm saying? But if we're not sitting down and we're not, sitting at the table, we always have a few people that's in government that's willing to put their agenda over, the people. Then you're gonna have unfair deals going on and taking place. And that's what we see it. And that's what we've always seen in government. But that don't mean we can't create small autonomous governments where we're governing our own and building these relationships ourselves, because we're using our money in the right way. It could it's easily done, by the people who understand business and economy and money. I did address these court cases. The cases prior, like I said, there was, and we have all of this documented. We have it was over $100K in investment that was brought into the business at that time over an 8-month period. Everybody that's out there, I get a few emails from people, and it has been a process for all of us. Like I said, I put 20,000 in that year. And, like I said, that's not a lot of money. I've been through much money. And before that, I was putting in tens of thousands of dollars in my training and things like that. People that during Blackson time, you guys saw I was doing something else. You see me going out training and things like that. You see me with the internet cafe. You see me at my house training. That was all before Blackson and during that time. When I went to Blackson, I had a team of people. I was already getting it in. I could have been called Watermeyer. But you know what? I wasn't trying to be a YouTuber. I was just out there doing the work and making and growing my beautiful, beautiful family in the Gambia. Today was my newest addition, my daughter. That's 2 sons and 2 daughters in the Gambia. And I'm very happy and I'm very proud because too many of our people died here. Too many of our people didn't have an opportunity to, have children. Even the ones that didn't die. I have, 2 of my closest cousins. One just came home from 25 years. The other one came home from 30 years. I think they both had 1 child before they went in. That's in their, 30s. How many other brothers that you guys know? I mean, I don't even want to go down the list of all my friends and family that have been in the feds for 20, 30 years. My nephew about to come home after 20 years. Come on. You understand? Let's not be mistaken. They said this weekend was more mass shootings in the States, good kids from college getting killed. I was just reading on Yahoo, but that's all the time. Good kids. Babies getting killed. Because that's what our community produced. That's what our thinking produced. The gun culture. The breakdown of the family, where you have, the young people trying to overcompensate because they get tired of being called a mama's boy. These are all the things that we have to deal with, and the intelligent people amongst our people. We're going to come together and recognize that we need healing from these situations. We need healing, and we can't do it by ourselves. We have to do it together, but we know that it have to be done together in a community that we don't have to all be in a community together or in one area together, but we must have a mutual respect for one another. We don't have to like each other, but we must have a mutual respect for one another, especially if these individuals are people who have large followings, people who people want to hear, people who people need to hear, there's a conversation that need to be talked about that we're not hearing. There's a lot of things, the future is a great future, but it's also a great and dreadful future. That's what they call it. We live in, Holy Quran call it the great and dreadful time, because we see a lot of dread. Okay, let's see. They calling her names and talking about the way she looked. Man, ain't both since and Rick over 50 years old. You know what I mean? Brother, our people, like I said, Gambia makes you feel young. You know what I mean? It makes you feel youthful, and it's no nothing wrong with that. I like to see my brother and sister. I don't have no problem with bag. I've never had a problem with bag. Now we have to ask what question. The question is, what problem do they have with me? I like to see my people living a more younger and healthier life. You understand what I'm saying? I can't see the next brother or sister without seeing my brother or sister or my father or mother. That's how the society is. It was one time where like I said, I knew them to the point that it shouldn't, outside of me being with Juliet at that time, but I never said anything to them, during that time. Like Cynthia said in one of the messages, Kwesi just seemed to be quiet because you already know it was a lot going on at that time. And at that time, I actually have reached out. So it's really embarrassing to reach out to somebody. I reached out to Rick and them saying, hey, I want to see if I can get you guys on with Juliet. And then the person say, hey, no, I don't want to interview him. Then I don't want to say, hey, listen, this person, I think at the time I probably just said, hey, I just didn't respond back or something like that. But I reached out to them. They reached out to Juliet directly. But Juliet just wasn't in harmony with interviewing him or, anybody else that she didn't want to interview. And, that sparked a lot of division when Art came, what she saw from Juliet, and heard. Okay, good morning, Gambia. Let's go ahead and talk about this one right here. Your ex-wife, Lisa, complaining that you never send them money while you were in the States. Please reach out to them. It's not fair. She have a few kids. Lisa, I did send her money from the States. And if anybody want to view those receipts, they can see them right here. Lisa is, she shouldn't have involved herself, especially lying. You understand? Her family should not allow Lisa to be in the middle of all of this lying. You understand what I'm saying? And that's all those that is at the end of the day. Lisa have a half $500,000. $500,000. That's enough money to take based on what I have to give. And it's really nobody business. It's enough money to take care of them for 4 or 5 years. All right. Now, I'm going to go to this video that way, like a lady said, she came across the video and that's going to be that's all a part of these filthy women coming over there. And all of this garbage to YouTube. In any case, let's see. I'm looking for the video right here on Kiki channel. This sister, if it wasn't for her, I mean, you guys can just forget about the repatriation movement. Seriously, you guys can forget about it. It is no one that wanted to come up here and address all of these issues like this sister have. And I'm looking for this video so I can give it to this person right here. And whoever you are, if you send me an email, I can give you my family number. If you're truly concerned, you understand what I mean? If you're truly concerned, and I can run through those receipts with you with Lisa. Which is really nobody's business. Hold on a second. Okay, just so you know. And like I said, that's a whole nother conversation. Let me see. Hold on a second. All right. And since you want to come on my live right now, you call her and you tell her to do the right thing. You can go ahead and call her and tell her to do the right thing. Let me hold on a second. I want to show y'all my screen without exposing my messenger. Hold on. I'm right now in the chat, all the files here. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, buddy. Here we go. There you go, Mr. Genius. Good morning, Gambia. And then I want you to come back with some more. I'm gonna share my screen, right? And like I said, you know, Shantae and them went to my family house in Juliet with their personal agenda and try to bring my family into it. They're bringing down the whole Gambian society. They're bringing instability into the country. This is just one for 500 here. All right. That was one. I hope you guys can see this. Okay. There's one for $1,500. That little girl's a compulsive liar. I'm not even going to show you guys anymore. But if you go on Kiki Love Nigeria, you will see that I gave her over $10,000 to purchase a truck for a business. And I had a problem with her, you know, because of my, you know, I was taking another wife, but that's my personal business. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you shouldn't be worrying about that. You know, but just know that I have family over there. I mean, they're seeing all of this. One of my wives said the other day, she's like, these people will turn on you in a minute. She know Juliet. She know Rick. She know Shantae. She know Phoenix. All these people been to my house that I'm naming. I seen everybody that's coming over. I know everybody. Except when the people really started to come, that's when you know, that's at that point I was already at the point where I was like, I'm not dealing with the repack community because they got into a toxic situation. Yeah, at least it doesn't have anything to do with it, but it all comes into all of these lawsuits and the extent that these people went to you know, I don't know who that is right there, but that's one of the haters. Let me go ahead and block them because they are still here with the bullshit, even after, as well as the bag, even after I've been cleared to go up there, and they're still talking about what Phoenix and Shantae did and trying to put that on me. They supported them. You know, everybody wanted to go down in moles and team up with Phoenix and Shantae from somebody they know that been here, who have family here, who have children here, and that's making a great contribution. We're almost at the hour mark. In any case, you know, like I said, you know, people, I made it happen. You know, it's no question. I made it happen to open up the door. A lot of people saw me in art and wanted to come over because of that. You know, a lot of people didn't want to see that. You know, our sister had issues. We understand. You understand. However, there's things that happen back then that we can't move by unless there's full accountability. There's things we can't move by, especially when you still have, you know, most of the corrupt people in their position that's falling apart by their own actions. You understand what I'm saying? Falling apart by their own actions and their own associations, you know, and all of that's going to be addressed. We have, this is the ask, does, or brother, does Gambia have business incubators? You know, that's something that's needed. That's something that can be added on to. And you can hit me up, Kwesi Boyd at yahoo.com, because that's the type of thing that we should be assisting, and making sure that people can, assist in getting their business going. And I've done that a number of times. And anybody see that anything that I have to do with, it's always, it's always immaculate. It's always good. It always get a great review. And then you have just a couple of, our people coming who they have to be addressed early on. The authorities have to be involved. Legal action has to be taken, and that's where we are. So we're calling for anyone. There's a number of people right now who have. It's not just myself. There's quite a few people that's going to be involved with lawsuits here. You know what I mean? And we got to make sure we get justice for every single person that was a part and that was affected by this whole blow up. And the people who were responsible for it, the people who supported and sponsored it. That was sponsored by YouTubers, which you guys saw. That's how it got that big, because they sponsored it. They entertained it. It was funny. As the Black Wall Street of Gambia burnt down. Prove me otherwise. You guys should know enough that we had the largest group of investors in the Gambia. They made that very apparent. And people out there, we usually keep people up on the numbers, but we had over 250 investors, and people, I have proof that there was at least 5 investors that were going to put up 50,000 each. That's 250,000 that they attempted to take. But I'm pretty sure that people figured it out quick. Once we were out, it was like, and then what they saw the alternative, they were like, oh hell no. A few people sent money, but they early on. If you out, there was one person, I seen him send the money, and he knew that there was something wrong. He was like, hey, listen, he knew that they were being monitored, and then he deleted what he sent to him. But he was an investor that got caught up in it, and he was coerced into joining the defamation, and to the point of even where he sent more money. I bet you he regrets it regret it now, even after they messed up his initial investment. He sent more money. But that's the type of thing that we want to. Okay, here you go. Elvin said he owned land next to bag. That is something else. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He owned land next to bag, and these criminals own land too. That's what I'm telling y'all. That's what I'm telling y'all. This is one situation, where 3 people who have conflict live within walking distance. Is that sounding like Atlanta to y'all? Is that sounding like Chicago to y'all? 3 people who have conflict, and I'm telling you, the lady that started this, we're seeing people like this come. It's not even with the Gambian people. If we don't do something, it's going to create a bad reputation as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, 100 people like this are coming in, and you know what I mean? So we can't have, we gotta put this fire out. We got to put it out. We got to at least let them know that we are aware of the situations in our community, and we're addressing them. We're addressing them. This is what RJ spoke about, us being accountable within our own community and handling our own issues, and being responsible enough to handle our own issues. But we don't have that because it's too much grandstanding and market grabbing. Okay. Travel on. So that's our update. Sounds like us praying for the Gambians. We should pray for the diasporans that's over it. You know, if the government, if they get to a situation in the U.S. embassy, say, hey, listen, they change the alert level and say, hey, listen, Americans got to leave the country, right? Americans got to leave out the country. What's going to have your investment? If you're married there, then you'll be a citizen. I'm very close to being a citizen. I've been married there a number of years, so I'm very close to being a citizen there. By the next time you guys turn around, I'll be a Gambian citizen by the law. Okay. 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 Will I ever do a live where you talk about the current business and future business venture only, not your family, not legal issues, not past issues? Yep, those are coming up. So the situation with Elvin is that we are calling for the arrest of a lady and her son. And, we're not trying to put any, and in fact, we try to let this situation go. We try to let this situation go. However, she decided after the authorities, advised her to just go her way, leave this man alone. This is after the attempted kidnapping and and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. We just got to deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? There's enough people out there giving you a fluffy version of this situation here. Who's going to tell you the truth about what's going on? So you won't come over and get blindsided. You can come over if you're doing right. You can come over, and if you listen to my videos, I give you the whole line up, the game plan of how you can come over and be successful, like I have. I speak of my family because my family is involved in all of this stuff. The repack community brought them into this. Missouri, I don't know if you know, there's a in Missouri, there was a live video done with my wife, and I had a gentleman here, that just asked me and questioned me about that video, or individual that questioned me about that video. So is that what you're speaking of? Okay. I'm moving different nowadays. Yeah, there's certain people, man, their energy, and then a lot of people are coming over with this bullshit ancestral, black magic. People are really up here upset because of the truth, and then they'll allow people to come who have no intention on supporting the movement, helping the movement, or building in the Gambia. No intentions on doing this outside of coming over just to have fun, right? They'll turn a blind eye to them coming over and disgracing and defaming the whole movement, and then say, hey, forget about it. This defaming somebody, saying all types of filth, but they never, you don't hear them say, hey, listen, like somebody said, is the lawsuit over with that? Where do you go? Somebody has to be accountable. There have to be a lot of lawsuits going on over there because people seen all the liability and the defamation. So in any case, we're going to go ahead and close out this live. I'll be back on. Check out Kiki Love Nigeria. She has some revelations coming up. I'm going to be making more videos. Listen, it ain't about business for me. I've been doing my business. I've been doing that off of YouTube. People saw enough. If you have any questions, hit me up at kwesiboyd.com. Right now, we got to address the problem because nobody will have a business here until these people are brought to justice and held accountable and make public apologies for what they've done. Like, share, and subscribe. This is Mass Kwesi Gambia. Peace.